right now there are people out there who think everything is great in the world. We should just focus on being happy and carefree. Well, we say, fuck that. Welcome to Take Offense, where Nick and Cody flap their gums about shit that pisses them off. And some other crap sometimes. So kick off your shoes, sit back, and remember, if you take offense, that's your conscience tapping you on the shoulder.
2, 1.
We don't really have waveform anymore, so I'm not really sure what we're going to do.
Right. Well, we have video.
We have video.
Yeah, we have video.
We have video form.
We have video form.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Welcome to Take Offense. I am Cody.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
Josh is here sitting in as a special guest because he crashed out at my place.
Anytime there's alcohol involved, you know.
Yeah, I'm like guest by default.
Yeah.
Josh woke up in the morning and goes, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah, we're working a killer hangover.
So we're obviously, for those of you who've listened to the podcast before, we are switching to video. Those of you who haven't listened to the podcast before, I'm sorry that this is the first way you have to see us.
We're on a limited budget here. We don't have a makeup artist.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
right.
Yeah. I brushed my hair today.
Yeah,
so
I took the lampshades off for lighting. That's because we're professional.
We're getting all professional.
But for those of you who don't know who we are, Nick and I have done this podcast for 37 years now, and for the last 37 years, you know, we've gotten dozens of listeners. So,
absolutely,
you know, we decided to switch over to this format. We're hoping to go live here soon once I figure out computer stuff that's confusing for me.
And hopefully the computer guy will actually give him a little help, and he can figure
I
it
can
out.
take a look at it.
Yeah,
it is.
Or I can tell you your stuff just sucks.
It is his.
that's probably the case.
But anyway, Take Offense is based on, we're not really here to offend you. The whole idea of Take Offense is, well, he is.
Yeah, I'm here to offend you.
The whole idea of Take Offense is don't take offense, take a stand. So rather than getting all butthurt about everything that happens in your life, figure out how to make it better.
Yeah, and you know, if you take offense, well, that just might be your conscience tapping you on the shoulder.
Yeah, if we offend you, use that to fuel yourself.
Stop being a pussy.
Stop being a snowflake.
Stop.
That too.
That is hilarious.
Okay, so yeah, that's
No, the funny part is,
Uh-oh.
like 6 months ago, Josh was like king of the snowflakes.
All of that. How?
He was all butthurt about all the political whatever, and now he's getting to the point where he's like, wow, it's all bullshit. It is professional. Like, you know, Cody and I have always said, you know, politics is professional wrestling, you know, at just a much higher level. I actually don't even think they do it as
over
well.
else. It's more. I'm just getting more annoyed over it.
Yeah.
Because on both sides,
move
it's
this.
like, oh.
Wait, hey, where are you going with those donuts?
I'll put them over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
anyway,
Is your
yeah.
logo showing?
We do breakfast. So
Yeah, we eat while we're doing this.
It's Sunday mornings, you know, 9,
Yeah.
10 o'clock. You never know.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know what we're gonna do. It's anything's possible.
We might be grilling ribs while we're in here. You guys just fucking live with it.
It's like I gotta go check.
Yeah, I know.
It's amount of
Now you're jumping in my territory, motherfucker. Because I got 3 boys.
Well, yeah, well,
So they
and
aren't fuck boys.
they
Well,
would
they're not-
be if they could figure
yeah,
it
I was
out.
about to say they're not like at that age.
As
yet.
soon as that
Talon's
switch.
14. I was 13.
Well, then
I-
you're
so I
you're
never-
more worried about him clogging the
wasn't-
toilet with the sheer amount of tissues
I don't know.
he's shoving down there.
I don't know. 14,
He's got a
was
freaking
still,
14. You've still got you've got he's taking a let me throw away my garbage from my room, and he's got an entire
they got tissue boxes.
bag, and it's like, boy, well, I've been watching sad movies, I've been crying a lot, I need more tissues, or whatever. He's
I don't know.
got toilet paper. He's got like 500 toilet paper rolls.
I don't know.
Penis
Just
Sex wasn't on my mind.
Penis is
yet when I
crying
was
sticky
14.
tears.
God.
right down the hill in the valley. So anyway, yes.
Oh my god.
Obviously, that is not a woke subject.
We just need to have a shotgun at the door. Are you
Buddhist-
gonna let your daughter date?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
at what
she's
age?
like 30.
We talked about like 16,
That's good.
and I'll be there.
He talked about it. It doesn't say he agreed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it. He
it's-
just talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
they
until she brings
they-
some guy home. He's all pierced. He's got like a no fear T-shirt on. Like
I think he
like,
would be
no
the dad
fear.
that's... Who wears no fear?
does that still happen?
I've seen it. You going to like I don't know Hot Topic or
I
No, no,
actually-
what you need to worry
I
about-
have the original No Fear T-shirt
Okay.
that they used to sell at kiosks. I still have it in my closet.
It's right next to his Bad Boy t-shirt.
I just like
My what?
Bad Boy. You remember Bad Boy brand? Had like the eyes.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
it was a-
years
the
later.
it was a
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, that's a jiu-jitsu brand. I think it's still around.
Bad Boy?
Yeah.
That was a jiu-jitsu brand?
Yeah, they
Still is.
Yeah, it
That
still
was a
is.
motorcycle thing back in the day. That's what motorcycle riders...
Well,
or
now-
dirt
it
bikers
must-
would-
it
Now
must have
you
been-
see
it
the
must have been-
fighters with the eyeballs on their asses.
Mm-hmm.
Now the MMA, they're sponsoring MMA
Okay, because
guys.
it started out as a motorcycle thing because they made
Really?
rock jackets and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm only known as a
I
jiu-jitsu brand
had-
because they sponsored Sanjay Hibera.
I had a
I
Bad
do
Boy...
Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and that's who my affiliate instructor is.
when I did dirt bike riding, I didn't like compete or anything, but I had a Bad Boy helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody tries to find their thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah,
They've sponsored a lot of
They're-
UFC fighters.
So here's
Interesting.
the funny part
Yeah, I
about
know,
the
I've
whole
seen it,
the whole
but-
idea of woke. There is also a speaking of your Japanese or your Chinese Tai Chi guy, the Tao has a statement that says, "He who knows doesn't speak, and he who speaks doesn't know."
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking about how you're all woke, good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Well, there was a friend of mine said something I liked. He goes, "If you don't listen to the news, you're uninformed. If you listen to the news, you're ill-informed."
Yeah, I'd rather be uninformed. I really would.
The Dow.
You know what the Tao is?
Yeah, it's the Wall Street, right?
SCPs, that's
T-
not-
I play the
TOA.
ignorant fuck sometimes.
Yeah. TOA.
Yeah.
It's on purpose. I know what he's talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people who say a lot of stuff, and good for them.
It's like during your
Chaka Khan said it ain't my thing.
during your house party yesterday. Can't remember all their names, but we were outside just talking about Donald Trump and
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't a bad like it was
I know
very
exactly
it was
who you're
very
talking
very
about.
civil, but like
Well,
when-
it was very civil because you were keeping calm because he was wearing a gun.
actually he was being cool about
No,
it.
no, Derek's-
But,
Derek's cool.
yeah, exactly. And he was that's the thing. Like I don't care if you voted for Donald Trump, but you just be able to back up your thoughts and opinions. And he had some thoughts and opinions on how. And this is what the argument is by a lot of people. Well, Donald Trump's a successful businessman. Not really. Dude's had multiple bankruptcies. He's got a lot of his money from his dad. He's blown a lot of it. I think
Yeah.
it falls under the philosophy. If you're above a certain wealth, it's almost impossible to become poor.
Well, when you're talking about bankruptcies, that's how the wealthy play the game.
Yeah.
The wealthy don't play with their money.
Mm-hmm. Play with other people.
They play with other people's money.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump probably personally, his finances probably have never lost a dollar.
He has never filed for bankruptcy.
His companies have.
filed for
So what
bankruptcy.
you do is you start a company, you get investors, you try some stuff out. It didn't work out. But that's the thing about successful business people is, man, they'll fail 100 times.
Yeah.
They don't care, because if they succeed. If they fail 100 times and they succeed 5 times, and those 5 times succeed well,
Yeah.
It's like
they can make a huge
talking
amount of
about
money.
the difference between wealth and rich, being wealthy and being rich. I think it was Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's
talking
Chris
about.
Rock.
He was talking about if Donald Trump woke up tomorrow morning with Oprah Winfrey's money, he'd kill himself.
Yeah. No, it was actually if
Or was it Donald? It wasn't.
no, it
Donald
was
Trump.
not Donald Trump. It was crap.
And this is what happens on this show. quite
yeah,
often.
we all-
This is when
Okay.
hangover people.
Yeah, it was Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Bill
Bill
Gates,
Gates.
that's
If
right,
Bill
'cause-
Gates woke up with Oprah Winfrey's money, he'd jump out a fucking window and slit his throat on the way down.
Yeah.
I can't take it. But he also said, Shaq is rich. The white guy that signs his check is wealthy.
Yep.
Rick James was rich.
I mean,
he
they're
lost it
talking
on a
about-
cocaine summer binge.
I mean, because if you think about that too, they're talking about selling Miami Marlins right now. They're working on selling the Marlins.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know.
There's like 3 different investor teams that are trying to sell it. The
Investor teams. Wow.
That's how a lot of them are going now.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
the UFC got bought. It wasn't a dude who bought the UFC.
Yeah.
They bought it for $4 billion, but there's a ton of actors and a bunch of
Well,
other.
it's an
people.
investment company.
Yeah,
Bought
it's like they have these groups that mostly famous people get together, like the Dodgers now. They're owned by a team led by Magic Johnson. Right now, the ones going for the Marlins, you have Derek Jeter's team, who he just got Michael Jordan involved in it. You have Jeb Bush and Mitt Romney have a team, and they just added Pitbull to their team, which I found to be incredibly crazy. But they got a local Miami guy is what they did, and he was really super
So it's
famous.
it's like money people have teams too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and instead of
But-
points, they play for money.
But if you're thinking
Well, they
about
own percentages.
if you're
of
thinking
the
about it
team.
right now, one guy owns the Marlins, right?
Oh,
So-
well, it's like the Fertittas. Dude, the Fertittas, so we were talking about this last week. The Fertittas sold the UFC for $4 billion
and bought it for $2 million.
and bought it for $2 million. Now, they lost a lot of money.
Well, they bought
but
it for $2
made
million at
all-
Dana's request. Dana's like, "Buy this for me."
That's what I'm saying. Like, as good as buddies as we are, I'm pretty sure I'll never be able to call you up like, "Hey, dude, I want you to buy this company for this amount of money."
Yeah, but we also don't own casinos.
Make me. But even so, Dana White was. I'm wondering, like, Dana
Well,
White was shit broke, but
Well,
he had
he-
he had like millionaire friends. I'm like,
He worked for
He
them.
grew up there. He grew up in Las Vegas with these guys.
I thought but he moved. He was living
No,
in
no, no.
Boston.
They,
or something.
they all grew up in the Northeast.
Yeah,
And
They-
then
they're all-
they moved down there and they like
Yeah,
the
he was
Fertittas-
one of their boxing promoters.
Oh, okay.
That's what he did. He was a boxing
But
promoter.
still, he wasn't a millionaire.
No.
He didn't have a lot of money. But like,
He is
I-
now.
I don't
mean,
know
you-
any. I
you
don't
can
have.
be poor and have rich friends. We hang out with you.
I'm not rich.
I am, but that's all right.
Small
You
business
don't act
owner.
like it though.
You know, a lot of-
I'm rich in life.
But so what I'm saying is with the Marlins though, they're talking like 1.2, 1.6 billion dollars for one team in the league.
but what's the revenue from that? What is the?
Well, see, what's great about the Marlins is because they have a great deal with that. They own their stadium, so they already have the stadium. It's Marlins Park. It's not freaking
Yeah.
freaking I don't even know, Budweiser Stadium or some shit like that. I don't know what Miami. would have.
Comerica Park.
Comerica Park. There you go.
Well, that's how the Braves ended up getting their own baseball field now, because it used to be Turner Field, and Turner Field was the Olympic Stadium, and the Braves were basically leasing it, and it was getting really old and needed to be renovated. And what they wanted to do was kind of
So
gentrify.
that's because Ted Turner owned Atlanta,
Well, yeah, pretty
like
much.
the entire city.
Yeah, Ted Turner was Atlanta. He was the unofficial mayor of Atlanta.
I mean,
for
all
several
the
years.
Braves games were on TBS. It was like
Well, the
it
Braves
was-
were the shit. when he
TBS
owned
is
it.
Turner Broadcasting.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the Braves were on TBS, and if you ever wanted to watch a Braves game, or you ever wanted to watch a freaking Cubs game, you just turned it on TBS for the Braves, or you turn it on WGN for the
Yeah.
Cubs, because they own the freaking teams basically.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and that
they
was
were-
also like Oprah's channel, WGN. in
Yeah. Well, the
Chicago.
thing is, because they were leasing the stadium, they never had a say in the surrounding area, and the surrounding area was like dog shit. I mean, horrible neighborhoods. There was no restaurants. There was no bars to walk to. It was just the stadium, parking lots, and a really shitty area around it. Well, they wanted to basically kind of gentrify the area. They're like, hey, we want to put in some restaurants, put in some bars, some entertainment venues, give people stuff to do before and after the game. And the city basically like balked at it, saying, no, you can't do that. We'll help you renovate the stadium and bring it up to code and some new stuff, but we're not going to do anything to the surrounding area. And then the Braves were basically like, all right, fuck you. We're going to move, and we're going to move up to Cobb County, which is like not even in Atlanta. It's kind of like, here's Atlanta. It's like right outside.
So the way Atlanta works is, for a brief rundown, you have a perimeter, and it's 275 or 285?
285.
285 is the perimeter. You have inside the perimeter, and you have outside the perimeter.
ITP, OTP.
Yep. The actual Atlanta area, what people call Atlanta, is massive. It takes
But it's not
4 hours to drive around.
But it's not all actually Atlanta proper.
All Atlanta. So
Yeah.
Cobb County is the northwest section on the outside of the perimeter. It's where Marietta is and Woodstock.
Well, if you
and all
go to
these
if you
really
go to
nice
major
places,
if you go to
Well,
major
relatively
cities, you
speaking.
go to growing up in the Houston area, in Houston, and then we moved out of the Houston area, out of Houston proper. Your phone book, okay, for kids, phone books were these books that had all the numbers to all the places you wanted to go without Google.
Yeah, you had to look through the phone book to find
But
stuff.
our phone book actually said Greater Houston area.
Yeah.
We were living in at one point Spring,
Well, it's like,
Texas.
It's
and
like the
Conroe,
greater
Texas.
Richmond area. I mean, Richmond itself is a fairly small city.
Yeah.
Then you've got Enrico and Hanover, and Enrico's this massive area, and Hanover's this.
Well, basically, the equivalent of Braves, what they did in moving, it's kind of like, living in New York and then they moved to Queens. That's what they did.
Gotcha.
Just barely outside of
Well-
Atlanta, but the more
So
rich...
they're over in Cobb now.
Yeah, the Cobb County, which is the richer, nicer part of Atlanta, and they created this massive entertainment venue. They just actually had Metallica there for a huge ass fucking concert.
Why?
And,
Because people will still buy tickets.
You're such a fucking hater.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is now the company that owns the Braves own that stadium, and they get to basically do whatever they want. And I went to Atlanta just a few months ago and went to the new stadium. Took my best friend from high school there.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, we're that close. And God, it was so fucking expensive. It was like $8-9 for a beer. I had to pay like $25 for parking. The tickets were like $120 a piece. Well, one, I got really, really good tickets. I could have got cheaper tickets, but
So you went to the Metallica concert?
no, I went to the Braves game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Braves game.
like opening week.
Braves game was better.
Yeah, and we lost. It was still like really, really cool, but fucking expensive, and it's just so irritating that you can't just go to a ball game whenever you want. It's almost like the equivalent of going to a Braves game is almost the equivalent of going to freaking Disney. Like you got to save up for it. You can only go like once a year.
Wow.
Jeez.
I can imagine. What does a season ticket cost?
Like
Right?
freaking thousands of dollars.
Now, in Houston, what's the baseball team in Houston?
Astros.
The Astros. I actually knew that.
Yeah, they're only the number one team in the league right now.
Do they have an outdoor park? Or is
They
it-
have a retractable roof.
They have retractable.
Okay, this is what
Do they have
hap-
air conditioning?
Yes, when it closes, yes.
Now,
Now,
you'd almost need it in Houston.
yeah. Well, what's crazy is when Houston had the Astrodome, which was the first dome stadium, which they talked about trying to tear down, and then people are like, no, national landmark, first dome stadium,
Yeah.
can't do it. So then they built what became Minute Maid Park, but
Shitty
it's
sponsor.
with a retractable dome.
Gotcha.
First retractable dome. They also have a NRG Stadium, which is right next to the Astrodome. That's where the Texans play. But no, if you think about it, like Houston's in the minority on this one because their stadiums are in Houston. I don't even know what the Rockets place is called anymore. I know they're not at Compact anymore, but a lot of the teams, like you're saying, Atlanta moving out of Atlanta proper. A lot of teams do that.
Dude, New York Giants are in New Jersey.
So are the Jets. The Jets and Giants both are in New Jersey. The 49ers are in Santa Clara, which always makes me think of Santa Carla.
Oh, the goddamn
Yeah.
vampires. Lost Boys, people, watch it.
If you haven't seen the greatest vampire movie ever. Shut up. Kiefer Sutherland's a man. Anyways,
I haven't seen it.
Kiefer Sutherland's a fucking man.
Well,
Oh,
no,
dude.
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen like the whole thing.
Did you
parts.
see the Dracula movie from 2014, Dracula Beyond?
No.
Dumb.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Is that one of those? Is that one of those drunk at your house flipping through?
It's not
shitty
the
Netflix
story,
movies?
the story of how Dracula became Dracula.
Oh, it's so bad.
I thought I heard it was good.
It's oh God! It was so bad that I did the DVR trick where I paused it and then went to another channel and watched another show until I had enough fast forward that I could get through the massive piles of bullshit that oh my God, he just did it for his family. He was a loving, sweet person who just wanted to protect his family and he just wanted to be a good king. And dude, that's freaking Vlad Tepes, Dracul. He was an
Vlad the
evil
Impaler.
bastard. Oh my God, he got a concubine pregnant, and she told him, she thought, oh, I'm in. I'm carrying the child of Vlad the Impaler. And she told him, and he pulled out his sword and slashed her open, pregnant, and said, view the product of my loins, or whatever he said in frickin' Romanian that's close to that. Slashed his concubine open.
Wow. Okay.
That's what happens when you get to
Well,
the shower.
okay.
Evil bastard. Does not give a shit about anybody. And he was all like, oh, my people. Oh, my family. Oh, the bullshit. Oh, my God. I took offense. I took great
Dracula's
offense.
not supposed to be actual.
He is not a
but-
touchy-feely dude.
What do you mean
He
it's
is-
not supposed to be nonfiction? The fuck are you talking about?
Dracula's not based. It's basically the idea of being from Vlad the Impaler, but like very, very limited.
Loosely. Oh, yeah.
very
Because
loosely.
Bram Stoker essentially took the Romanian national hero and made him an evil...
Well, they look at
an
that,
evil-
they look at Vlad the Impaler as a national hero.
Oh, he fought off the Turks.
Yeah.
The,
I didn't know he was viewed like that because wasn't he like imprisoned and everything by his own country?
No, the Turks came in and tried to take him over, and he literally, it would be like he is essentially the Romanian George Washington.
No, he was imprisoned.
Yeah.
They went to one of the paranormal shows I watched. Just of course, one of the two main ones.
He was imprisoned as a
One of the legit
prince.
ones.
Yeah.
He wasn't the ruler yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He was a prince, and they wanted to essentially what they did back in the old days, and such a kind and gentle world. They took the princes and people, and they molested them and tortured them, and essentially broke them so that they could be controlled, and they were just figureheads.
Gotcha.
Well, it pissed him off because he was an evil bastard, and he goes, "Oh, really? That's what you're going to do to me? Oh, I'm going to put y'all on stakes." And so he created, I can't remember, it was so many miles of road, and there was
Yeah.
a stake like every 10 feet
Yeah.
with a dude on it. Like on both sides of the road. So it was a forest of impaled dudes. Impaling, by the way, you don't throw dead bodies on a stake. You put a person on a stake and let their weight drag them down the length of the stake. And if it's a sharp stake, it pierces internal organs and kills you quick. If it's not, you pretty much get
Yeah.
Yeah.
raped, murdered by a stake. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just tears you apart.
Yeah. This is fun stuff.
Yeah. Can we switch to something happy?
Yeah.
Tight butt
So,
cheeks will actually cause your death to last
So the
longer.
Astros are the number one team in the league right now.
Yeah. Well, we did go from baseball to Vlad the Impaler.
Well, yeah.
How we managed that, I don't know.
I already backtracked in my head and figured it out, and I was like, this is fucking getting out of hand, which is what we do.
Yeah. It goes sideways in many ways.
Yes, it does.
Whoa. Wobbly chair. Bad move.
He's
Yeah.
drunk too.
I didn't drink last night. That was the crazy part.
But
My wife does that too. She won't get hangovers.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine. His family was Welsh, and he said, "Yeah, the males in my family don't get hangovers."
I don't have a good drinking gene in my family. Like, my parents really never drank that much. I mean, my mom will drink a little bit, like wine coolers. My dad, he'll have like Southern Comfort and Coke, but he's not like a big beer guy. My grandpa though, that dude used to throw down back in his day, like a year ago. Like seriously,
Josh actually told some funny stories about his grandpa.
He just recently I think.
Tell him about how he got fired. That was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. But he just grabbed a kid by the back of the neck.
This 17-year-old kid was acting up because Josh's grandpa's 80 years old, working in Home Depot, and some 17-year-old kid was mouthing off. And what did you call it?
The grip.
The grip. Grabbed him by the back of the neck and just hauled him over to his
walked
parents.
You out politely. And he's like, "Can't put your hands on kids." This is like, fuck that.
And that just reminded me of my buddy CJ posted, I think this morning, yesterday. Shout out to CJ. It's me, Granny. Let's get in the go-kart. Granny, sure, why not? Let's go. My thoughts. I want to not give any fucks ever like her when I grow up. Granny, is that all you got?
Granny used to ride a horse. Screw you people. Go-karts aren't tough.
Yeah.
I was actually at Farm Fresh yesterday, and this lady behind the counter, she had to be in her 60s, my cashier, and she's like, yeah. Her friend was in line in front of me, and they were talking. The lady bagging was, I guess, friends with them all too. They're all, and they're talking, and she looks at her. She goes, "Yeah, I wanted to do it last year, but we're finally doing it next week. We're going skydiving." And then she's like, and then the week after that, we're doing a burlesque show, and da 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 da. And I'm like, she's like, I'm looking at her. I'm like, really? She goes, bucket list, man. She's like, I'm knocking everything out. And
Get on it.
I was like, that's awesome,
Yeah, I think like when you get older, you go two directions. You either go like I'm too old to do anything. I'm just gonna sit at home and knit and watch Oprah, or you're like, fuck that. I'm going out in a blazing, glory.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because
Just have fun.
do it now.
Yeah,
no matter how old you are, start now. Do the stuff you enjoy.
Well, that's like what my thing is, because I get criticized. People are like, why aren't you saving money? You're spending all your money doing these things, and why don't you do it when you're older? I'm like, well, for one thing, the places I want to do and go, I don't want to go there when I'm older. I want to be able to enjoy it when I'm young. I can do it.
Yeah.
I want to go to Europe.
By the way, if you didn't know, Josh is the Broke Traveler. You can go to broketravelers.com.
Yep.
And
Facebook and Instagram.
And
Twitter, but I hate Twitter. Like,
Me too.
I haven't figured it out.
John, I let Matt do the Twitter for
if I post on Instagram, it automatically posts it on Twitter, so I don't have to mess with it.
Yeah.
I think Facebook goes to Twitter. Yeah. So
ours does too. The Take Offense one does as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if Twitter goes away in a few years, because a lot of even celebrities are getting off Twitter because it's so much fucking hate. It's just
they all are.
Yeah, but it's 10 times worse. The one, because I work in IT, so technology has pretty much been my life ever since I've been a kid. But the one thing I hate the most about social media, it is giving fucking dumbass people
Keyboard
a platform.
warriors.
Yeah,
we used to call back in the old days. You had news groups.
It's called Big Blue.
You'd get on the news groups and you could do a bunch of stuff, and they still have forums. That's what they're called. They still have forums and they're mostly technical these days. But Reddit is probably a good example of people who you go to a subreddit and there's people who do specific things.
You can ignore Reddit though.
But
it's kind of hard to ignore like Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, because it pops up on your thing.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is, even back in the day, you had what we called people with internet muscles. And there was a meme that showed this little kid, not a little kid, but a small, scrawny guy talking to this giant dude with muscles. And he goes, dude, you don't even know. I'll fuck you up. And it's like, when internet muscles go wrong or something like that. It's like when your internet voice comes out in real life.
The thing is
I've had that
before
Not me
the invention of social media, and even before the internet, it's like the only platform you had was either radio, cable news, or the newspaper.
Yeah.
But as a normal person,
editorials.
yeah, but as a normal person, you couldn't just go to any of those platforms like, hey, I got an opinion that I'm right about this subject and I want to speak about it. Like, all right, what credentials do you have? What's your background? What's your educational background?
Oh, no.
I'm just a random person who has they're like, no, we're not going to just let you speak on this. Where now with social media, you can have the dumbest fucking people have.
You know what you need to comment. You know what you need to comment on the internet now? A phone.
Yeah, and it's funny.
No computer. A phone.
Yeah, and it's funny
That's
saying
it.
this considering we're running a opinion podcast right now. But take our opinion or not,
Well,
we really don't.
Well,
care.
actually, our thing is it's not an opinion. It's don't accept opinions.
Yeah.
Don't take offense at people with stupid opinions.
like,
the
thing is, it's like
I have the right to my opinion, and everyone else has the right to be wrong.
Yeah, but you see like these freaking
Everybody has a right to an
BuzzFeed,
opinion.
like especially like these people like, hi guys, I'm gonna be talking about this today and how I feel about it and how this really really hurts me down inside, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm like, please, yeah, just like exactly, and it's just and it could be on both sides, because that is kind of like the liberal snowflake of like, I'm so offended and upset about how people direct this, and then you have the
I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, then you have the opposite side
put,
of like,
put your big boy pants on.
strap up your boots and stuff like that. I'll tell you, I'll tell you offline who this was, but we've got a friend, and then this really like, I was like, holy shit! Like the night of the election, the night of the election.
We watched a lot of Pitch Perfect last night, so he's going to be a little...
You watched it too. You requested to watch it again.
That was the wife.
Okay.
And, I did the smart husband move.
The wife made him request it.
But we have a mutual friend. You know exactly. You might even know who I'm talking about. But he's a cop, and when the election night was going on, he went on Facebook and said, I can't wait for Donald Trump to win, so all you fucking liberal pussies who absolutely hate cops, we won't have to deal with your shit anymore. We won't have to deal with this Black Lives Matter shit. And he just went on this huge tirade of like how, all you fucking liberal people who hate cops and Black Lives Matter movements and want to kill cops are going to finally have to fucking work for a living. And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, you went off the deep
Is this who I
end.
think it is?
You probably are.
JC?
Huh?
JC?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like,
Dude,
whoa. He deleted the post after a while because I think a few people criticized him. But he like went off the deep end on that.
Probably got talked to by his bosses.
Yeah, but he went off the and if he sees
People
this, like,
can snap.
he's still one of the coolest guys I know.
Yeah.
But I saw that. I was like, holy shit, dude, you kind of went off the deep end a little bit here. Like,
It's called snapping.
Yeah.
It's what happened. It's people talk a lot about Donald Trump got elected because of a bunch of misogynistic, and there's a whole list, misogynistic, blah 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 blah, and I started tuning it out, so I forgot what it was, but it's called backlash, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's called you yell at us enough, we just get pissed. I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but you yell at people enough.
Didn't vote for the other one either.
Yeah, didn't vote for the other one either.
Nope.
But
I voted for the pot smoker.
Gary Johnson,
Gary Johnson.
Libertarian Party, now in 40 states?
No, he was in all states.
No. But now the Libertarian Party is in 40 states on the ballot automatically, and I think might even be in the debates.
Good.
Because in the debates, he would have crushed.
That was the biggest
both
thing
of them.
I voted for him for. It was like, one, we need more than just two freaking choices and two major parties. I think it was, he got railroaded for of not even being in the debates. I think that was bullshit.
Okay.
It happened with Ross Perot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ross Perot got into the debates.
Well, he
made him look stupid.
Well,
and
he brought visual aids.
Ross Perot?
Yeah. Well, no. Look at this chart here.
Yeah.
Look at this chart here.
You will see that you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Well, not unfortunately, but I'm too young to remember Ross Perot running or anything like that, or the stuff.
No, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Because didn't he take out like a whole hour worth of like TV time?
Dude, his thing was this. He was not charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his running mate was worse.
I don't even remember who's running.
It was Admiral. He was a really, really super. That's why this country's in gridlock. That guy,
oh,
yeah,
God.
he was like
the juggler kind of.
Yeah, I cannot. He reminded me of Dan Aykroyd in What was it? Damn it!
Dude, nobody's voting Dan
Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd.
You know, I say that. I almost said out loud, nobody's going to vote for Dan Aykroyd for president. Watch that dude run and win.
You know
No.
The Rock is
The Rock
joking
and-
about running.
The Rock and
God, who should be his running mate?
no, they already have it. They already have his running mate.
What? Is it Mick Foley?
Johnson
No.
and what?
No, it's and Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Johnson and Hanks.
I would rather see Tom Hanks as the president and The Rock as vice. Tom Hanks could be a good president.
I have a feeling that I just don't. Tom Hanks is older. Let him be president because he's going to age badly anyway. But we want to leave The Rock alone so he can still do movies when he's done.
This is for those of you who are seeing. This is all you are seeing us for the first time. This is what a lot of what I do while I'm on here. I look at my phone.
Dude,
and
he's
try to
a
find
phone,
things.
phone addict.
Well, no, but I try to find things that because like right now I'm trying to figure out what that friggin' what movie it was with Nothing But Trouble. Was the name of the movie. Dan Aykroyd. Do you remember that one?
No.
91. It was Chevy Chase and John Candy and Demi Moore.
Never seen him.
They were they somehow like break down or something, end up in this really fucked up house,
No.
and is run by the judge who is Dan Aykroyd.
Oh yeah, and
That one.
they old aged him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And there's
kinda-
John Candy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and that had Digital Underground was in it too, the rap group.
Really?
Yeah, because they
I
got,
might have to actually look for this movie because
they got pulled over. Yeah, and then they got brought to the judge, and they're all like, "We're musicians." He goes, "Really? What are you?" Or in the little
said
rap
when he-
group, they start doing a song, and he like hits the trap door, and they
Yeah. What year did that come out?
91. Yeah,
This
shut
is
up.
This is the part of the show where Josh don't talk because he was 5 when the movie premiered.
Yeah.
You can blow me.
Whoa. Okay, so we're gonna let the video run, and I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee while they take care of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get coffee.
And this will be edited out.
Not happening.
And so you guys have a nice day.
We'll be right back, guys. And we're back. Public service announcement.
Don't be a dick.
Yes. See, for those of you who listened to us before, we're not really changing anything, except you get to see us. So good for you.
And Cody's gonna edit out
Oh, yeah.
all of the Josh and Cody blowjob things because I had to leave. It's just not my thing. And he's trying to get some donut flavor to get rid of that.
He needs sweet to go with the salty.
Great time in there. When they're eating a donut and taking a sip of coffee.
We
at the
almost
same
had-
fucking
we
time.
He almost got donut out the nose.
We almost had our first spit take.
My Wawa mug, my Wawa cup offended them, so they got me a real cup.
Wawa's not paying us anything.
Yeah, right.
I forgot to say, this podcast is brought to you by Game of Thrones, best TV show on the planet.
It's right behind you. Defend the wall. Join the Night's Watch.
Yeah. I'm not single, I'm in a Night's Watch.
Yeah.
Banging wildlings.
Hell yeah. Shit, man.
Did you ever see the Libertarian Game of
Egret was
Thrones
fine.
thing?
Oh my god, I saw that at work the other day. My boss shit.
They had this thing, and it's two guys on the Night's Watch, and they're like, "Yeah, the wildlings. They're freaking savages. They don't have any government. They don't have any taxes. They follow who they want to follow." And he goes, "They're just savages." Oh, so they built the wall to keep us out? No, we built the wall.
Nice.
It's like, they just do what they want. It's like, oh, okay, yeah,
They have a
obvious.
king? No, they just follow this one guy that they all like and choose to follow him. 'Cause
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Pretty much how the world works.
So, for those of you who don't know, I do drive Uber and Lyft, and I had an interesting rider this week. He, a black kid.
Sure.
We were talking about it was the night of the protests here.
What protest?
Yeah, I know, right? There was supposed to be Black Lives Matter protests.
Did they have
here.
protests?
There was like 15
Yeah.
people that showed up, but
They have protests up in Newport News too.
they had them in. They like shut down a road in every city in Hampton Roads, and of course the only ones who decided to be idiots about it were the ones in Portsmouth who decided to block the off ramp. to Effingham Street, which is right into downtown Portsmouth.
Look, I'm all for people's right to protest, but if you're in the middle of a highway and get hit by a car, you're in the middle of a fucking highway.
But so I decided to drive that night because I'm like, these protesters are gonna need rides.
Yeah, look at you going all capitalist.
That's right. But I actually got no protester rights because there was hardly any protesters. It got like 3 minutes on the news. They got like no media.
I didn't even
coverage.
see
Well, for one thing, not that many people actually showed up.
No,
it was mostly like groups of 30 and 40 per city.
It wasn't a lot. So, but this kid, you know, I was talking about it, you know, and the kid's like, you know, hey, yeah, he's like, you know what's crazy? He said, you know, the most racist place I've ever lived. And I was like, no. And I'm thinking he's gonna like bring up Mississippi or something like that. Hawaii. I was like,
Oh yeah.
really? And he goes, it's very tribal.
Yeah.
Like they're even against each other's tribes. Like, I mean, and he said, luckily I ended up dating a local girl who kind of brought me in the right way to her tribe, and they accepted me. He's like, but yeah, no, it's like super freaking insanely racist.
So it's gang.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically it's gangs.
If you're not part of the right gang, they'll just beat the crap out of you.
not necessarily. I want to know
Religion.
I don't know if it would be like that, but like my ex, she lived in Hawaii. She was married to a military dude, and she said the locals there hate the military, hate any.
That's
like,
why
white,
they got bombed.
Yeah, well, any white people that come in there at like new, like if you're just not Hawaiian, they're like, we don't fucking like you, and they want them nothing to do with them.
No,
People get shocked by this, but if you go to Asia and you're not whatever Asian group is in that country, it's a very similar thing. They and I've said this before, and people just don't believe me. You take super redneck clan dude and compare him to your average Japanese person. Yeah, your average Japanese person's way more polite, but way more racist. Oh my God, if you're not Japanese, you're a scumbag. If you're not Korean, you're a scumbag. I don't know about Chinese. I think they're just pissed off because, we literally enslave their people to work making Walmart products. But they apparently get pissed off. There are huge complexes in China.
Well, then you know what?
Stuff.
You know what? You should have taught your 8-year-old to fucking trade that.
Yeah, well, I think it's what is it? Foxconn. I think that's the company that makes the iPhones over in China. And there was like people being just worked to the fucking bone so bad that they were going up to to the top floor and just jumping off the building.
And they put nets.
Yeah, and they put nets to prevent the people from doing that. And
we're off there for a second, so I gotta zoom back in.
Oh,
here we go.
Hi. Hello.
Are we still recording?
We're still.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're still here. Cool.
We're just trying to work out the.
Trying to get like my laundry out of the picture.
Post edit.
my hookah up there on the. It's just for decoration now, but.
Is that what it is?
No, there's a hookah up here. But it's all cracked up now. It was.
That's what you call it?
It's a hookah. Shut up.
Well, the thing is, there's a funny story I got about that. So when I was in college,
why are you playing with Hermione's wand?
You never know what you're gonna find around here.
In college, my
it's got a button on it.
My best friend lived off campus. We just go random directions.
Your buddy on campus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He
Special effects.
He basically had a house all to himself off campus, and it was one of those historic houses in Macon, Georgia, from plantation times. And my mom was coming down to see me. I was like, hey, you would probably like to come and see the house because it's extremely cool. And we walk in through the back gate into the back patio area, and we had our hookah sitting out there because we had people over and we were drinking and smoking, from the hookah. And she looks right at it, and her eyes just go buck. She goes, "What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "It's a hookah." Josh, you don't need to be doing that with your life. Like, you're in college. You're like, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And my dad is with us.
Tobacco.
Yeah, and
It's shisha.
Yeah, and my dad's with us, and he's like laughing. I'm like, Dad, explain to her what a hookah is. And he goes, you smoke like flavored tobacco out of it. She goes, you don't use that to smoke pot? Like, that looks like a bong. He goes, it's a hookah. She goes, that looks like a bong. He goes, it's a hookah. They have it in like, Middle Eastern cultures and everything else.
Have you not seen
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland?
Well, that's where the whole
thing is,
hashish thing came from.
Yeah.
Though, is they put the hashish in there.
You know, that's, my family, my parents, they're very good at like the bubble that they live in, you know. But you get outside of that bubble, they don't know shit. Like, you put them in their bubble, and they are like just very intelligent, very smart, and everything else. You get them outside of that bubble, they don't know shit.
Gotcha.
You know. So,
Hi, Mom.
hi.
You're gonna.
And she's a psychologist, so if you're out of the bubble, she'll make you feel guilty about it. She'll get you in therapy, fuck you up real good.
Josh is gonna get a text.
She's not that bad.
Josh
Yeah,
is gonna
pretty
get a
much.
text
Like,
after this
and
airs.
being like,
After this airs, he's gonna get a text, and he's gonna be like, his mom's not gonna like me anymore.
oh man, I remember.
let
I
him
think,
come
was
on
it,
your
was it the last time I was on the podcast? You
Yes,
were both
we
like,
were.
I'm friends with your mom on Facebook. I'm like, no, you're not. Oh yeah, right. I'm friends with your grandmother, but let me give your mom a like or like a friend request and asshole.
And then we started talking, and he's like, "Why are you talking to my mom?" I was commenting on
His mom starts commenting on different things. Hey, take offense.
That's weird. It's so weird because my mom is extremely young. She's only 20 years older than me, and she is definitely a Tampa girl. And what I mean by that is that she likes to.
Shut up.
She likes
tan.
to look like
And
look
she
younger,
rides horses.
And what's having to do anything? A lot of people have horses.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Guys are dicks. Yeah, this is when they start fucking with me over this because this has been this way my entire life with my mom.
And here's where I have an advantage. My mom passed away in '97. You can't talk shit about that.
My mom's just old.
My mom was. And see, here's the thing. You know, my mom was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a beautiful woman. So, but you know, I don't care. I mean, dude, I know that's why I had friends that came over sometimes. I mean, and she didn't dress like it or anything. She was very, you know, t-shirts, jeans, shorts, you know, type of person.
That's the best.
Okay. She would have turned you down in a second.
Oh, I'm sure she would have. But
But no, she was.
That's what
She
I'm
was
glad
an
about.
awesome
Like, if
person.
y'all ever met my mom, y'all have no shot. So I got nothing to worry about.
I wouldn't want a shot. We just think it's funny to watch you go, motherfuckers.
Well, it's because people.
well, it's like Bill and Ted. What was it? You know. Your mom.
well, that's
are
a
you
stepmom.
mad? Are you mad because I asked your stepmom? Oh, it was the
To
stepmom.
prom. Yeah, it was a stepmom. The stepmom was.
Remember when I
Oh,
asked,
remember when
I
he-
asked your mom to
He's,
prom?
he's
But
going
his-
for it in
But
your room.
yeah, that's the thing. He kicked his son out of his own room to bang his stepmom. I'm like, that is like so wrong. But like, I've been dealing with my whole life, but it got worse when I became an adult because people started assuming that me and my mom were together. Like,
Dude, no. I got that too.
it's creepy as shit.
My
I-
mom was very young when I was born. So when I was in high school, we had the advantage though. My mom and I look like we could be siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So they would always say, "So what would you and your sister like?" or whatever. And mom
Well, that's
would be
what.
like,
When I was younger, people thought that. Like, everybody thought my grandmother was my mom, and my mom was like my much older sister or something.
Dude, I was in
But-
middle school. Okay, middle school. My mom came to pick me up from pop choir practice. And I was in the back somewhere. And she walked up to a girl and said, "Hey, do you know Cody Green?" And she goes, "Yeah, is that your boyfriend?"
Ha!
And so when my mom picked me up, when my mom found me and got me to the car, she's like, "Guess what just happened?" And she thought it was hilarious, but she felt so good about it. you know?
Yeah, I look like I could be
Yeah.
a little high school girl.
I've seen I've seen a picture of your mom. You said that's one of the.
That's one close to before she passed away.
Yeah, you said you didn't.
How old
have
was
that
she in
many.
this?
She was, let me see, she was 36 when she passed, so she was probably 35, 36.
Yeah, these are totally 80s jeans.
90s, but yeah.
Yeah.
But these are 80s jeans.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Because they're the ones with the zippers in the side, so you can...
That's not a zipper. Oh, there's where the zipper in the side. Okay. Either way. Yeah.
But Like I was
I take enough crap from my wife telling me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't need it from you.
You're gonna get it from me, and you know it.
But I was hanging out with my mom for a Christmas one year, and she went to go get her nails done. And I was going to pay for it for like a Christmas gift. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just walk next door into Walmart and goof off for a little while. We were getting her nails done and whatever. And kind of got bored, so I was like, I'll just go wait for her at the nail salon. So I go back, and I'm sitting down, I'm messing with my phone, just kind of waiting on her. Girl doing my mom's nails looks at her. My mom looks back at me, and she goes, your husband's so sweet to be sitting there polite, you know, waiting on you. And my mom just lost it. And I heard her say this, and I'm like, you just lost your damn tip. She's like, what? And my mom's like, that's my son. She goes, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And of course, my mom loves it, and I'm like, fuck. But that happened when we went to London. I took my mom to London like 2 years ago, and we're just walking down the main street that heads to Buckingham Palace and a whole bunch of things, and she's taking photos. And these two older British guys are basically walking down as well. Look at my mom, look at me. And of course there's an age difference, but not huge. Looks back at my mom and kind of goes, like, good for you, ma'am, getting a younger man. And like the guy looks at me and he goes, and I'm just like, fuck. And my mom, of course, knows instantly what the smile's about. And I'm like, can you seriously just get old, get gray, like wrinkles and shit? Like, I'm so sick of this. And it's just freaking weird, you know?
Josh is going to stop his mom by Hunt Club anytime they go anywhere now, so we can do old age makeup on her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if I go out with my mom, it's like, okay, you need to get makeup done. Oh, so I look pretty? No, so you look old.
Yeah.
Get a little gray in the temples.
Sit her down and be like, okay, do you want Joan Rivers or do you want B. Arthur?
I was close.
It's like Mrs. Doubtfire, you know.
Yeah. She's a very old lady.
If I do any more, you'll look like Mom. Harvey Feinstein.
Oh God,
he was great. He passed away this last year.
Oh, he did?
Really?
Yeah. But he was great.
Mm-hmm. My favorite line of Mrs. Doubtfire was whatever the brother's name is, Uncle whoever and Aunt Frank.
Yes,
Aunt Frank killed me. I laughed so hard at that.
You know what, Chris Rock talked about that one of his older stand-ups where he's like, we all got gay people in our family. Shit, I got a gay uncle. I got Aunt Tom. I love my Aunt Tom. I know if I got some shit right now, Aunt Tom would show up, take off his pumps, and whoop some ass.
That was so funny.
I mean, we do. I mean,
dude, that was the craziest part. I saw The Birdcage.
Oh, great movie.
In Sacramento, California. Not a huge gay population, but I went there.
Close enough to San Francisco.
But it's close enough to San Francisco. I went there like the opening weekend. Theater full of gay people. We laughed our asses off.
Well,
got back to Virginia, grabbed my girlfriend and said, you gotta see this movie. Because I don't think she had ever seen La Cage aux Folles, but she might. No, she hadn't, because we rented it after we saw The Birdcage.
Yeah.
And then we saw, dude, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Nothing. They were just crickets, and we're laughing our asses off. She can't breathe.
A lot of that too.
Do we actually have a huge gay population here?
Ghent.
Or you're on the move.
Yes, absolutely.
Where you're talking about moving.
It's like Ghent and the Fan in Richmond and those trendier areas. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where you go to get your hair cut if you want to, because that's where my ex. It's a weird story, but she went to get her hair done at this one place, and this guy goes, "Oh, by the way, we're having a party at the house," and she shows up at the party, and it's a house full of dudes. And the guy's mom used to love to throw these parties. And she looked around and went, well, I'm not getting a date here. And started talking to the mom and started helping the mom do these parties.
And ended up getting a date.
And became really good friends with the mom. So whenever they did these parties, the mom would call her and she would help with these parties. Well, her son would cut her hair for free now. And you're talking about a dude who, God, 20-something years ago would charge $100 plus for a hairdo. So she would get. It's so funny because she got her hair done. She got her hair did, and she comes walking out, and she looks like an '80s rock star. And she looks at me and she goes, "This is his vision for me." And I'm like, "Right on."
Probably like one of the best people that ever.
Let's find a Camaro and get on the hood of it and start
Yeah.
dancing.
Well, the thing is, it's like the best person that's ever cut my hair was a gay guy. And the thing is, I wouldn't say I was like extremely homophobic, but you know, you grow up in Georgia and you just kind of like
There's that tendency.
There's that tendency because for some odd reason, people think, oh, if he's gay, he's going to hit on me. And probably the best thing that ever happened with me is a gay guy looked at me and goes, "Dude, I don't want to suck your dick." And I was just like, take it back. Like, oh my God, he actually like brought it out there in the open. And then I was like, oh my God, he just said that. Hey.
I'm gonna make a little adjustment here again while we're doing this.
I used to play volleyball with a guy named Brian, and
Okay. Yeah, I told you I'm making an adjustment here to see how this works. There's a gong over here on this side.
is it reflecting light?
It's reflecting sound. It's over here ringing because we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It's like over here, like ringing in my ears, like.
But we used to play volleyball, and you know, you're playing 6-on-6, and Brian and I are the only straight guys in this group. And I got to be completely honest, that was the best thing that ever happened to me, was to play volleyball with a bunch of gay guys, because I realized that God loves me because he made those dudes gay, because they were the best looking dudes I have ever seen in my. Oh yeah, you're talking, 10 dudes who were Brad Pitt looking dudes,
Dude.
and it's if those guys were straight, I wouldn't have a shot. Not a shot.
Thank you for being gay.
Bloodhound Gang did a song called "I Wish I Was Queer So I Could Get Chicks," and he talks about, but in the
And they
song,
used to lure in, like, when I say lure, it was like chumming the water.
Yeah.
You'd play volleyball, and all these women would come watch the gay guys, and then they'd all pair up and leave. It was kind of like Eddie Murphy. Yeah, you can play, tennis with a gay guy, and he goes and gets his dick sucked, and you go get a beer. It's real simple.
But there's a line in the song where he says, "But I'm not queer. I'm too ugly."
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's
my
like,
God.
back when I was a lot younger and didn't know shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyway. So,
As
but
opposed
the
to being
thing
older
is,
and not knowing shit.
it's the same or gay guy, or actually it was his boyfriend that said this to me. He just like looked at me and goes, "Josh, are you attracted to every single female you see?" I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Good. Gay guys aren't attracted to every guy they see."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh shit, that actually
But it's close. Because Henry Rollins talks about living next to a house full of gay guys, and you got a bunch of guys being guys, and they're gay. So there's none of these bullshit, girl games. It's guys being guys, and he's sitting there doing the dishes, and he can hear next door them going at it, and he's like, at first I'm kind of repulsed, like, oh, wait a minute, you go boys, right on, because they're getting it, and they're getting it all. Good for you, get it, Holy
That's why I
crap.
wish the stigma would be taken away from women about, being like sluts or something. It's like, no, just, basically tell me if you want it or not. Like, don't, hold back.
Yeah.
Basically. Because guys like us can't be sluts.
I can't anymore.
Well, no.
No, I'm in my prime.
Anyway. Yeah. He is,
No.
technically.
It has nothing to do with what you order online.
Yeah.
Unless you're using Prime
is
for a
that even-
fleshlight, then
You're a dick.
Do they still sell
I know.
flashlights?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Look
even
through
know.
his Amazon Prime history.
Is Russian mail order brides even still a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
Yes, or Asian.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like-
You Filipino, Russian, all
They're
those.
all living upstairs. This one dude.
That'd be so weird to like.
Yeah,
I've never known anybody.
Cody's got an immigrant problem. There's it's a good size apartment. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice size. It's like 4 bedrooms. Upstairs, there's like 12 people. And they work at the Chinese restaurant. And there's just a crap load of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're loud.
And there's one dude, and like the rest are chicks. And the
Luck-
dude's the one who
lucky
speaks
dude.
English and drives them around.
Very,
and, you
very
know-
lucky dude.
shoots the porn.
We were in South Carolina,
Shooting
and
porn?
This is relevant. I was walking the dog, and I'm with my buddy Philip,
That's what they call it.
and walking the dog. And as we come around the corner, we see these two beautiful girls standing up on like one of the stairwells, and he can't help himself. He's just the way he is. He's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And this guy steps up and says something in Russian, or says something. It sounds like Russian, and Philip responds in a language, and the guy kind of puffs up, and Philip walks right up the stairs. And I've got the dog, so I walk up, and there's an apartment door that's open, and beautiful blonde women. They were Ukrainians. They were shooting porn in one of the apartments.
It's not prostitution if you're recording it and making money.
And this dude walks out, and he's in the like a maroon shirt, big lapels. He's got a sport coat on, and I guess he was gonna star in the next one. And this guy starts talking smack to my buddy, and my buddy's like, "Yeah," and the one of the girls leans over and goes, "Yeah, he's kind of our bodyguard, so you guys should be careful." And I laughed at her because Philip's one of my buddies from college, and we studied martial arts together for years. But he was also in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in the military too, and we studied martial arts. And I laughed, and I went, "Not a problem." And she looks at me like, "What?" And it was awesome. They were just doing their thing. I guess they rent an apartment and go for it. It's probably way more privacy than a hotel room. And I guess in a month you can crank out a crap load of porn.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the porn capital of America is actually Sherman Oaks, California. And it's a very ritzy area.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is these porn companies buy these huge houses. So now they have multiple rooms to shoot in, and you got these awesome looking ritzy houses with pools and shit in the backyard to shoot all this porn. And that's how they do it. Like, these companies own these houses and just bring people to them to shoot.
Did you hear about
And they shoot like 20 of them a day.
the Navy SEAL who he was married to a porn star, and she started getting him involved in the porn?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. And they came and they had a talk with him.
So then, like, he shows up, to take out some insurgents, and they're like, "Hey, I know you."
Do not beat me with your cock. Do not beat me with your cock.
But it is, it is like the one thing that should be completely legal in the United States that we're behind on, because to me, it almost is a victimless crime. I mean, not the same thing as like,
Well, it's not prostitution if they're both getting paid.
Well, I'm even talking about like prostitution, of course, but I'm not talking about like human trafficking or underage or anything like that. I mean, that's wrong and despicable on every level.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to any other countries, like I've been to Amsterdam, and they have the red light district. That's hugely fucking regulated.
Oh, yeah.
Those girls have to get tested all the time. They have to provide that information to a client, saying, "Nope, I'm clean," and everything else.
Well, they do it here too. I mean, they're tested constantly here.
Well, that's the
You
point.
mean
I'm
in
talking
Las
about
Vegas?
No, I'm talking about in
prostitution.
prostitution.
Oh.
Yeah, like brothels and
in Vegas,
houses.
they do.
Yeah, but that's the only place where it's legal. Actually, it's not legal in Vegas. It's not in that county. It's not outside county like
Which
where,
is why Moonlight Bunny Ranch is like out in the freaking middle of the desert.
I think it's like near Reno.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
still, it's out in the
there.
middle, but still out in the middle of fucking
Reno
desert.
911.
Well, the thing is I went to Reno for like a conference with my old
Yes,
company.
he did.
And Reno wasn't all that great. I didn't have that great of a time there. But I got out of the airport and I go to get picked up. Sorry, that was me. I got to get picked up by a taxi, taken to my hotel. But there was another freaking car there that was basically wrapped with the Bunny Ranch like logos and stuff on it. So they would pick people up from the airport and take them straight to the Bunny Ranch.
Sure.
So they can pay their $10,000. It's not cheap at all.
Yeah, but I would.
$10,000
Well, I don't know if it's that much,
for,
but
for a week
I've
or
had
for a day.
I don't know, but the thing is,
What
like,
the hell are you buying for $10,000?
I was about to say, like, I've had amazing, like, freaking, like, blackout sex. I don't think it was $10,000 though. And I'm like, what the hell? 10 grand better get you like.
That better be an amazing
Yeah,
range.
that better be like you just sit there for a day, like, oh my god, like drained.
Okay, so it's actually not 10 grand. I'm joking, but Dennis Hoff, the guy who owns Moonlight Bunny Ranch, says many of the girls start out at 200.
Okay.
He said average it's 200 to 600 starting out. And that's for your first whatever hour or whatever, or however it works.
200 an hour is even too much.
And if you want one of the girls who's on the show, because HBO did the show Cat House, that showed the girls of the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. Those girls aren't there all the time. Actually, a few of them are porn stars they brought in. But those girls start out at 1,000 an hour. But they're the celebrity.
So do you,
just not worth it.
Do you get money back for the unused portion of that hour?
No.
That's the thing. It's like
No. These girls are professionals at this shit. They know how to stretch some foreplay. And to make you think that time is not moving. And then they're like, oh, your time's up. You want to re-up? Because they just stop
Just
at
think
that
of a-
hour. And
just
they're
think
like,
of
oh,
a
your
date.
time. They actually get a voice on the intercom. There's an intercom in the room. And they're like, you have 5 minutes.
that's like 5 minutes.
No
like we got to
problem.
get this. Yeah.
No problem.
But yeah,
But,
it's
See, if you've got kids, you can get way under 5 minutes. You can get that shit knocked out quick.
Yeah,
Speak
I've
for
dated
yourself.
girls now with kids, and even I'm amazed. I'm like, it's like we only have 10 minutes. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
On it.
What are you guys talking about?
Have fun.
Dude, you don't have a normal marriage. You don't, and I say that in a very good way.
Yeah.
I'm like really envious of you because I've
should be.
dated 2 girls now back to back to have kids, and it's
That should tell you something right there.
like I have no issue with kids. I want to have kids, but I do feel like a lot of people use kids as an
Say that now.
excuse.
They do.
You don't
You
want to
know.
have kids. You sat with mine.
I don't want to have your kids. Your kids suck. Like he has kids, they're awesome. It's not bad kids, it's bad parenting.
No, I just have assholes.
His kids aren't
That's
actually
just
that bad.
That's just
He-
natural.
Well, I always joke.
One
that,
of his kids is
one of his
awesome.
is like, well, no,
One's an
two of
asshole.
them.
No, totally.
Dude, the
One-
oldest and youngest are cool. The middle one we always mess with. That,
the youngest, if you hand him an iPhone or any sort of
Tablet.
electric device, he goes into this. He like taps into
That's
it with
any
his
kid.
brain. You know when you know something's up when you hand Cody's youngest a phone and he's not touching it, but the screens are flashing. He's like wired in. He's like neuromancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like plugged into the phone. What are you doing? I'm in Geneva. What? he's like
but
out
he's
there.
but he's also like really super smart.
Hold on. Your oldest, I'm not going to say his name. Your oldest was 14?
You can say his name. His name is Talon.
Okay, Talon, 14?
We've already said all their names. On
Okay,
the show.
sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, he's 14.
I don't use my kids' names.
How old is your oldest and youngest?
13 and 11. They're
Okay.
they're 14,
I'm
13,
just,
10 or 12, 11, 10.
I'm just saying, y'all might be in-laws one day, because I think your youngest actually has a crush on Talon.
Youngest?
I think the youngest did. I mean,
My youngest likes my youngest was also chasing Jacob around.
I think your old...
If she decides that's what she wants, the oldest will blow Talon's mind. He won't know what the hell hit him.
He's gonna be like that. He's like that anyway with any girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but-
she's that way with boys.
I think-
Like my youngest has no. My youngest will simply walk up to anybody and start talking.
Yeah,
there's no hesitation.
Yeah,
there's
your oldest is definitely in. I wouldn't say like the emo phase, but a lot of like
Very
She's
quiet.
the teenager
the
phase.
teenager phase, like just that whole
but
nonchalant, not caring about the world kind of like. But she's sweet as hell, but just kind of like there,
she's just very quiet.
observing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
sees everything.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's the thing. I'm like, no, she's not bored. She's taking mental notes on everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's missing nothing.
Yeah.
She's on it. But
But like, I had a cousin like that when she, I think she's like 17 now, but Jesus, when she was 13 and 14, she was so, like, I would say emo kind of thing, just didn't want to do anything. So we went to Universal.
I'll tell you a super funny thing about the eldest.
Okay.
Yesterday, Cody had a housewarming party, table full of yummy food. There was watermelon and fried chicken from 2 fantastic places. There were, simple things like hot dogs. There was shepherd's pie. There was spaghetti bake, which is
bomb ass.
Oh, it was
potato
really
salad.
good. Great potato salad. 2 pounds of bacon in a thing. Yeah, this was not whatever. My eldest ate a piece of watermelon. And I looked right at her and said, "Do you want anything else?" "No, I'm fine." And I'm like, "Is there some reason you don't want to eat in front of boys?" And she's like, her head does this thing, Fortunately, if you ask the right questions and you know how to read her, she's an open book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so we get in the car and I'm like, dude, she won't eat in front of boys. And it's like, and it's not like anybody's ever told her that. She was just, nope, Talon's sitting right there. I can't eat. So then he went outside and she had a piece of watermelon. And then he came back in and she threw the watermelon away. And it was like, it was hilarious. I was dying, dude. It was so funny.
I have a cousin like that. She's passed
out. So I went and picked up some food for her before we went home.
It's like, I have a cousin like that.
I should have made a plate and brought it home and go, "Here, now you can eat." And the old, my daughters, dude, they can eat more than I can. They can eat. Like the youngest had, I don't know, 4 pieces of chicken and some spaghetti and some this and
she
some
just doesn't
that.
give a shit.
She does not. That is 100% it. The youngest doesn't give a shit.
And you talked about before about doing the 5Ks with them and stuff.
Yeah.
The youngest. Jacob found that out yesterday because she was chasing him around the apartment.
Jacob
complex.
tried to run away from my youngest.
And what's funny is he comes in and sits down and goes, "That girl's got cardio."
Shit, my youngest never
Jake's starting
runs
to get a little
out.
punchy again.
Yeah, well,
it's time for sports.
Yeah, we're it's summertime, so it's a lot of lazy time now. But
because I said, "Baby, relax, just run him down." And he's like, "Whatever," and she just follows him. And he's running, and he stops, and she grabs him, and he kind of shucks her off and starts running again, and she just follows him. And she didn't sweat. She never lost her wind. She was just like, "Whatever, I can run forever."
I'll save up for the wedding now.
No,
That'd be so weird.
I like Jacob. I think she's way too smart for Jacob.
that may be the thing. She knows it.
Maybe she can control him easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah, he's not running away from her.
Well,
keep running, boy. You're screwed.
I have a cousin. She's past that age now because she's 17. But I took her, or we all went to Universal one time, and she was in that 13, 14 emo phase. I don't want to smile or act like. And she wouldn't eat anything either. She was skinny as hell. Would not eat in front of everybody. So we went to the new Harry Potter section, and we went to Honeyduke's. It's like the candy place and ice cream, and I'm just forcing stuff, and she's like, no, it's not about her, this ice cream cone and everything else. And I said, "You got to eat it now. I paid for it. If you don't eat it, you wasted my money." And I'm like, and that's just rude. And she's like, so she starts, and she's trying not to be happy. She's just perfect. I'm not allowed to smile. I'm not allowed to be happy. So she's eating it, and I can tell she's happy. And I acted like a goofball the entire day to try to make her laugh. And finally, we ended up going to Diagon Alley, and we walked into what's the store in Diagon Alley that has all the dark magic stuff?
Borgin and Burt's.
Borgin and Burt's. We walked into Borgin and Burt's, which is kind of like a Harry Potter Hot Topic, and Universal. A lot of skulls and stuff. They had this one kick-ass shirt I was going to buy you, but it was ridiculously expensive. But it's just Escape from Azkaban. You haven't seen me.
Yeah,
it was an awesome shirt. But she walks in there and she's like, "I'm home." She was so enthralled and so happy, smiling ear to ear, and I'm like, okay,
well,
this is what it took.
Taylor is just very quiet and very. This is I knew this was going to happen at 6 months old. I took Taylor to school with me when I was in chiropractic school, 6 months old, and I'm going to do paperwork. I'm like, I'm going to take the baby to school. You take a nap or whatever you're going to do and do whatever you want to do around the house. I'm just going to take the baby. So we went to school, and I go into the student clinic, and I set her down maybe even younger than that. I don't remember. But my friend Jeff Allen goes, "Oh, all right," and picks her up and goes and sits on the couch. He's like, "Hi." And, and they're smiling at each other. Jeff's just a good guy. Well, I've got this buddy named Cody. Cody Goldman, not Goldman. He's not really Jewish. He's like fake Jew. And he works it too. In Denver, he used to just suck in the Jews because they thought he was Jewish. And we have our friend Pete Goldman, who is Jewish. And he would coach Cody on how to act around the Jews so they never caught on. But what? Pete gives us Jew lessons. It's a thing, man. We
That's not just like wrong and racist on any level.
It's not.
They gotta teach you how to act around Jews.
So what we've determined, and Pete was part of this. Pete and I had a conversation one night. We're sitting around talking, and what we've realized is Jewish is a people. Jewish is, if your mom's Jewish, you're Jewish. If your mom's back 1,000 generations was Jewish, you're Jewish. Those are the rules. We didn't write them. That's just how it works.
What you're saying is Bethany's part black?
So Jewish is a people and kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Jew is a business model. And so that has nothing to do with a race.
This anti-Semitic
It's not anti-Semitic because
segment is brought to you by
dude. Pete Goldman is the one who came up with this.
By Diamonds Direct.
By Diamonds. We got him.
No, almost. I held it only because I barely took a sip. Because that would have been a full gulp. I would have been gone.
So anyway, so Cody Goldman is. I showed Josh a bunch of pictures that Cody sent us because
we're telling people not to take offense. Yet we're saying something.
Well, don't take offense.
Don't take offense. That's what we're telling them.
Don't take offense. I mean,
whatever. We don't.
Don't get pissed off at the Jew because he says he's teaching, giving Jew lessons. Pete Goldman came up with it. He goes, "You boys need Jew lessons," and he'll call it. We'll do like a Skype, and he'll explain like economics to us, and he'll give us books to read. And he said, "You need to read this book. It's by a guy named Cohen. He's a Jew. He knows what he's talking about." And so he'll give us these lessons. Anyway, Goldman, no D, so he's not really a Jew. He's a fake. Comes walking in, and this guy is a player, big time player. I mean, he just.
Oh, is this the guy you sent me the pictures of with all the chicks, or you showed me pictures of? He's always got a different chick.
Yes, always got different chicks.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say this right now. Fuck you.
So Cody.
I'm good.
Cody walks in a room and he like throws his arms out like I'm here. Blah blah blah, and
he walks in a room and goes.
Yeah,
he's that big dick in the locker room. Just,
okay. That I can't say. Good looking kid though. Good looking kid.
Well, I mean it's that mentality.
That mentality.
I walk in and slap it down.
Yeah, I've never.
Kind of like Todd. Except Todd says he's like 2 inches. So
raging bull hamster.
Yeah.
So Cody comes in the room, and he goes up and he goes, "Hi, baby," and Taylor just looks at him. And tilts her head a little bit. And he goes, "You're Nick's kid."
Wow.
Because apparently we just had the same kind of head tilt, like, what are you talking about?
No, she looks.
Whenever he
that was. Oh no, I'm onto you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Totally. Yeah,
well, that's good to have girls like that.
She can look right through him. It's like, because here's the thing. The oldest can look at you and know everything about you. The youngest doesn't care. She's got her agenda, and you'll follow her agenda, or you're out of here.
Oh no! I found that out yesterday. So we're outside playing beer pong, and
I don't know any of this, so this is brand new.
Oh yeah. So the kids wanted to play too. We're playing. We had water in the cups. We were outside. There was like bugs, flies and stuff. So we didn't want to put beer in the cups.
Ridiculously hot.
Yeah. So we were playing with water in the cups. So we would like take a chug of our beer or whatever instead. So the kids are like, "Can we play too?" There's water in the cups, and my kids are like, with my kids, I was like, "Sure, no problem." And then your youngest comes out. She's like, "I'm going to play next," and I'm like, "There's already somebody who's got next," and she's like, and she looks at me like, "Yeah, no, I got next." That's just that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I went, "I'm not your dad.
Yeah.
That look doesn't work on me.
well,
You're not going to get what you want in my house."
It doesn't work on her dad either.
Yeah.
But because that's we were walking.
Well, she's a redhead. She's like just taking your soul away. You just don't know it.
No, I have
It's like
protections up.
so we
Slowly draining you of everything you own.
we were talking about something once, and somebody said, "We don't want to crush her spirit." And my wife goes, "You couldn't crush that child's spirit with a baseball bat." And so we were walking into a restaurant once, and I'm like, "Come on, you need to listen," because she was like everywhere, and I'm like, "Hey, let's pull it together." And she's like, "Okay," and she walks over, and this biker dude turns and kind of looks at me, and my wife steps between us, looks the biker dude dead in the face, and goes, "She's very strong-willed." And the biker dude's like, "Yes, ma'am," and turns and just.
You know what I just thought of?
My wife can pull the mom vibe off on grown men. It's hilarious.
I just thought of something. We have, I believe we have something in this house, like spirit-wise, right?
Yeah.
In this apartment. And I've had two of my bottles in my cabinet, my collectibles cabinet, turned the opposite way, like turned around. One of them was my bottle of Arrogant Bastard Ale, and the other one was a Pepsi bottle that has Todd Gurley on it from the Rams. But they were both turned backwards, and I'm like, okay. And we've had little things happen.
That's your kid screwing with you.
No. There's little things that have been happening that we've noticed.
It's not. This apartment's not that old.
It doesn't have to be old, dude.
We're in America. We've built our country on Indian burial grounds.
Dude, I did a tattoo parlor, and the building's only 10 years old. This is older than that. Trust me, it doesn't matter how old something is.
Indian burial grounds.
Yes. So, but yesterday I realized something. I felt no spiritual presence in this house at all. We had 6 gingers in this bitch.
Yeah.
Hold on. His wife, his 2 girls.
The little girl.
Derek's daughter.
Derek's daughter.
And Tyler.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're right now.
Oh, dude. Yeah, they'll chase him out.
Yeah.
Okay, is that actually a thing? Like redheads, like something? I just thought it was always like just a joke.
It is a joke, but
It's not a joke.
we'll work that joke hard.
Oh yeah.
So I told my
Well, you
eldest.
can't have cats and gingers in the same house.
No, well, why would you? It's a conflict of interest.
Well, I had a black cat. That cat was awesome. Cody hates cats.
And it
But,
was slowly stealing your soul. Have you not seen Cat's Eye?
No.
Come the fuck up. Exactly. Sleepwalkers.
No.
Sleepwalkers. Cats are.
I don't know. Well, my grandmother has a cat that's a.
We only had one fucked up
horrible
dog
cat.
movie. Said we only had,
Cujo,
we only had one fucked up dog
What
movie.
was that? Pet Cemetery?
No, Cujo.
Cujo.
No, Pet Cemetery, they brought a cat back.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
I've
a
never
cat.
seen it.
And then they brought the kid back.
Yeah.
And
he
the
brought
second one, they
wife
brought
back.
Clancy Brown back.
Well, the wife got brought back at the end of Pet.
Yeah, well-
Dude, I actually saw Pet Cemetery sort of in the theaters.
That's what he means by sort of.
No, I had to leave. So I walked out of the theater, and I don't even remember what scene it was. I think it was when the aunt was like on the mattress all
Oh, yeah.
and I had to walk out. Hilarious. I walk outside, and I'm like, and I calm myself down. And at this point in time, I smoked actively, and I pull out a pack of cigarettes, and I lit one. And this brother walks out of the theater, and he looks at me and goes, "Can I have one of those?" And his hands are shaking. And I pulled one out and said, "Here." and he puts it in, and he goes to take the lighter. I said, "Let me get that for you," and I lit it for him. And and I said, "You're in Pet Cemetery, aren't you?" I said, "I had to walk out," and he goes, "Dude, that was horrible. I don't even remember what scene it was."
My dad used to love sitting me down to watch horror movies, and it fucked me up when I was a kid. You know, they would mess
It
me
made
up.
me strong.
Well, no, but they messed me. I love them now, you know. But like the House. You remember the movie House?
Loved it.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite
the
movies
chick,
ever.
when his girlfriend was like turned to the green monster chick, that fucked me up, and I would hide behind the chair, you know. But Pet Cemetery, where I seriously got up and left the living room because I was a kid.
Yeah.
When it came on HBO.
Oh my
So
God.
when I got up and left the living room was when Gabe got hit, or Gage, the kid, got hit by the truck.
Yeah.
And I went, and just in my mind as a kid is like, I just watched that happen. I'm gonna go now. You know, I didn't even wait for them to bring the kid back. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I see where this is going, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the have any of you
Because the
ever
Herman Munster character was like, you go over this thing and they come back, but they come back wrong.
Yeah.
It's like,
have y'all ever seen the movie Trolls 2?
I remember
like
Trolls 1.
I remember Trolls 1.
It's like a D level movie. It's like one of the most. I think it has the worst rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's like this horrible horror, like cheesy
B movie.
horror movie. But like that was the one movie I saw as a kid that just creeped me the fuck out. And like to this day, that's the one movie that's like.
See, I think I was like 18 when House came out. So we went to the Little Creek Theater. So
Yeah.
you know, you pay your 25 cents or your 50 cents. You do the national anthem. You know, because at the Navy theaters, you stand up before the movie and you do the national anthem.
They do?
What?
They did when I was in.
Really?
I went. I
Never
think
heard of that.
the last movie I remember seeing in the Navy theater when I was still in was Dogma, and yeah, they didn't know the
Oh my
Regal
God.
Regal there at the next. No,
I don't think they do that anymore. I've never even heard of
At
that.
Little Creek.
no. This was at NOB at Norfolk Naval Station.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's been a very long time.
But yeah,
since
they
you could
used-
see a movie for 25 cents.
It wasn't long. Well, I was 18, so it's 30 years ago.
Somebody needs to put their phone on silent.
That wasn't my phone.
No, that was Amanda's phone.
Is Amanda's phone over there?
Yeah, probably because didn't have her phone with her when she was in the living room.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
But whatever. Anyway, but yeah, you know, so
That just didn't sound like her. No, I think it was. I think our other friend's phone is over there.
oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, you know, I watched House, but the fun part is William Catt, who is the main character in House, was the greatest American hero.
Yes.
And I love that show. So in my head, it could only be so scary.
Yeah.
So it really.
See, only actor I knew in House before that because I didn't watch.
Was
Race
Bull.
America- Yeah, it was Bull from Night Court, and then that fucked me up even more because he comes back as a skeleton, and you're like, that's Bull's voice.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
a
most-
skeleton.
It's like it was like a gory skeleton too. It was like he got blowed up, you know, and
He got killed by the
see,
Kong.
by the Viet Cong. Yeah.
I'm not even that huge of a fan of horror movies because most of them really don't even get to me.
See, it's not that they get to me. I enjoy the genre. I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy seeing how they progress with them now.
Well, the thing is, I love like suspense horror movies. Like Rob Zombie, he did the newest versions of Halloween, and they were, yeah, I was about to say they're really, really, really,
what
really good.
got me about
You know?
Rob Zombie's Halloween was how he started with, you know, because the first Halloween, excuse me, Carpenter's Halloween.
You don't see how the
was-
kid goes psycho.
Yeah, you see the kid kill his mom and stepdad, and
No, in the
that's
first
it.
Halloween, he doesn't kill them. He kills his sister and her boyfriend.
That's right. Yeah, sister and boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then you just see him in his clown suit with the sword, with the knife, and then next thing you know, he's fucking wearing the William Shatner mask. But what Zombie did was, yeah, he goes through the kid.
I
growing
appreciated
up.
that.
The Shatner mask.
The William Shatner.
Yeah, because that's what it was. Michael Myers mask is a William Shatner mask that they painted white.
No.
Yes. Even I knew that.
Yeah, it's a William Shatner mask.
I had no idea.
Well,
Yeah.
in the new version, he actually creates his own. Did he create his own mask? Or was
They later on they brought back the Shatner mask. He would create his mask
Oh,
on
yeah,
his way
you're
up,
right.
but they wanted it. He still wanted to keep the same Michael Myers mask, which I
That's
respect.
yeah.
But they
awesome.
showed the kid growing
Didn't
up
know.
in the mental institution, and in the newer ones, what's his name? Was it Donald? Well, Donald Pleasant was a psychologist in the first one,
Yeah.
but in Zombies version it was Malcolm McDowell.
Oh wow.
And so Malcolm McDowell's sitting there with him, and he's trying to talk to Michael. Well, Michael's making these paper masks and wearing them. And the kid that they got playing, because they had Taylor Mane playing Michael Myers. Taylor Mane was the first Sabretooth in the X-Men movies before Lee Schreiber.
Yeah.
And so just a huge dude. But this kid looked like a miniature Taylor Mane, long blonde hair, and he's sitting there wearing the mask, and the kid's sitting there, and they're sitting outside, and he's talking to him, and the kid just goes, "Let me out of here." And you just see his eyes, and the way he looks at him, you're sitting there like, dude, let him the fuck out.
Don't mess with
The
him.
kid was amazing. Whoever that kid was that they got was just fucking perfect. And then Sherry Moon played Michael's mom. Sherry Moon Zombie, Rob's wife, who's in everything he does. Every music video, every movie, she's fucking in it, and usually in a prominent role. House of Thousand Corpses. The blonde chick who usually gets naked, that's Rob Zombie's wife. It's true. It's fucking true.
Keep it in the family.
He's proud.
Yeah.
He's proud. I mean, she still looks great. I mean, after all these years, but no, but he took those to a different level, and that's kind of
But he still kept that same suspense. See, the thing I don't like about current horror genre is it's more. I call it like horror. Like gore porn.
Slashers.
It's like it's like how gross and sadistic can we get? And like,
well, see, that's where the
blood,
difference
gore-
is.
yeah, it's-
There are some now coming out now though. I mean, like I love the found footage ones, like Paranormal Activity, stuff like that. I get into those.
Oh yeah.
And those aren't porn
Well, that's
at
the
all,
thing. I saw like the original Blair Witch still under the thought that was real.
Yeah.
Like when they because I was 12 or
That's
13,
his fault, but
13
we're
or
used to that.
something, and so they were advertising it as found footage and everything else, releasing
Yeah.
it. And of course, if you're an adult, you know it's bullshit. But you're 12, 13, you think this is
Not
real.
really, because a lot of adults thought it was real too. See, I interviewed Robin Cowie.
Yeah, like best marketing ever.
Yeah, when I interviewed Robin Cowie from Blair Witch Project, I interviewed him because he was designing a house in Busch Gardens. He said, "Yeah, when I was in college with these guys in Florida, we were really into the show In Search of, which was like finding Bigfoot
Leonard
now.
Nimoy.
Yeah, but they were talking about cryptozoology and finding evidence of footage of this stuff. And he's like, we were really into that, and we were like, what if we had found footage of some gruesome shit happening, but we made it a movie, but made everybody think it was real, like it was real found footage. And then so they get out of college, and he goes and works for Nickelodeon. And then once he got some money together,
The real Blair Witch. Is
Yeah.
Nickelodeon still around?
yeah, they got like 4 channels.
I don't have kids.
But he
My kids don't watch it.
they get out of
They
college.
got rid of Saturday morning cartoons, so no reason to watch it.
He gets out of college he's working at Nick. They got some money together and they're like, hey, let's make this movie we wanted to make. And so he became the executive producer, and his buddies were the directors, and it cost him $28,000 to make. And it only cost
Put your phone on silence. It's
no, because
annoying.
sometimes it's hilarious the way it works. Trust me. But we went to but he said it cost him $28,000. The only reason it cost him that much is because they broke one of the cameras.
Oh, so
He
they
said,
had to give it
but
back.
one of the ways they
couldn't give
did
it
it,
back.
one of the ways they did the movie was they were fucking with the actors. Like there was shit happening the actors didn't know was going to fucking happen, because there was a couple producers with them, or they were with them out there sometimes. They were the film crew. The actors were the film crew, which is genius in these movies now, because your actor is your film.
So you leave them out there on a cold night and you say, yeah, we'll be out here in 10 minutes. And then you leave them out there for like 2 hours.
There was lack of food and lack of sleep out there. They would leave them out there and they'd be like, where's our food? Shit, where is everybody? Yeah, it was like they were completely fucking with these actors, and then they put the actors into hiding until award season. When because everybody's like, they're looking these people up, and they're like, yeah, nobody knows where the fuck they are. And so they win an award for Blair Witch, and the 3 actors come out, and everybody goes, it was fucking fake. So yeah, it was yeah, you're right, genius marketing,
very
genius.
good, yeah.
But with like but that created that genre, that first person genre, where you have Super 8, which was an okay flick, and Cloverfield was shit.
I haven't seen those.
It was way too.
I haven't even seen the newest Blair Witch. Was that any? Did you see that?
I haven't seen the newest one, but he had nothing to do with 2 or the sequel.
It seems like when you try to do a sequel without the original people that had to do with it, then it sucks.
Well, see, Book of Shadows was garbage. It wasn't.
Oh my God.
POV.
Yeah.
And it was making Wicca to look like what people think witchcraft is.
Oh yeah.
Which was stupid. And it became a porn gore fest. And then the new one I haven't seen yet. It's supposed to be a sequel. Like years later, it's like Heather's brother is going out to find her because somebody shot a video out there and he heard her voice. Mm-hmm. And this is like years later. Mm-hmm. So I haven't seen it yet. But
more than 20.
Yeah, well, but he hasn't. He didn't really have anything to do with those. But that is the problem sometimes. And I heard this new one is not that good. But the Paranormal Activity movies I really like. I like the way they've done them and the way they've connected them all, but you don't really know at first how they're connected. Always. No, you don't watch any of the stuff, so.
I haven't seen any of them
But
either.
but with movies like the Conjuring movies and Annabelle, the movies about Ed and Lorraine
I can't
Warren,
watch Annabelle.
Ed and Lorraine, well, that wasn't the real doll, so don't feel.
I know, but still, just Victorian dolls, just because my mother owns.
It wasn't a Victorian doll. That's the thing.
The real one I know, but in the movie it's a Victorian.
Yeah,
doll.
because the real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll.
I know. I've seen photos. But still, it's just what.
But yeah, so
Just gonna touch your ear.
Yeah, I got good peripheral vision.
I think we're about winding down here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's already afternoon our time. So, but yeah, so this is our first experiment into video. It's not going to be much different than the podcast at all, except you're looking at us. Because we really didn't do anything different. I mean, honestly, except for comb our hair.
That's about it.
I don't even comb mine. I just put gel on my hands and go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what I do.
That's about it.
But yeah, so I guess we'll talk to you guys next week. And thank you, Josh, for joining us, with your hangover. And
That's cured now. 2 cups of coffee.
there you go.
And he didn't even get like a face tattoo or miss a tooth or anything.
Why is it I'm always that guy that in this group, or any group I'm in?
Because
Y'all are never coming to my bachelor party.
How can we go to something that's never going to happen?
How?
Oh, it's gonna happen. Even if we have to invent.
I would have better luck in relationships if I
Whoa!
had better taste in
Breaking
women.
news! Breaking news! Breaking news!
Breaking news.
Go along with my TARDIS cup.
What's up?
The new Doctor is in.
Who's
The new Doctor Who?
Who's the new Doctor?
Jodie Whittaker. Oh shoot! I just turned my phone. Here, I need fingerprint.
Fingerprint.
Yeah, to open up the phone.
Jodie Whittaker. We have our first female Doctor.
Huh? Jodie Whittaker.
So
Look
look
it
that
up.
up. The Nerdist just posted it. My buddy Dave just shared it. So
Someone
Thanks,
revive Cody Green.
and she's not the one I wanted, honestly, but she'll work.
All right.
So yeah, that's it. We'll talk to you. Oh, she's from Broadchurch with David Tennant. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week, and we'll see you later.
Bye bye.
Later.